Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about dynamically display lists of items in React. So stay tuned to learn all about lists and keys in React to make your components efficient and organized. We are our app.js and we're running that here in our browser. So first, let's cover what are lists. In React, lists are used to display data dynamically by looping through arrays, which let's say here we have our simple array right here with the name of ARR, which is going to hold some values for us. For example, let's say we simply have this item 1 through item 5. If we want to show all of these items in our app, what we can do is, let's say we want to make list from this array. We're going to have, let's say, this unordered list right here. Then we're going to have our list item. And each time we're going to have this curly braces to access the array that we have and then index that we want. For example, we got this 0, this 1, 2, 3, and index 4. And this is how we can have this results. But as you notice, this is not dynamic and this is static. So instead of this thing, what we can do, we can use our map method, which for using this method, we're going to have our curly braces right here. Then of course, we're going to target our array right here. Then use this .map method on that target, which is going to iterate over the array of ARR and returns new array of what we put right here. What I mean is here, let's say we want to grab each item inside of our array. So this item is going to be once this item 1, once this item 2, next time item 3, 4, and 5. And then, because we want to return something, we're going to use this arrow function right here. And then for returning, let's say we want to return this list item here. And if we simply have this item text right here, you can see it printed this item 5 times because we have 5 items right here. But we want these strings inside of these items and not the simple item text. So we use curly braces again here too. And this item is going to be these each time, as I told you. So we pass this item right here. And by this, you can see we got our dynamic list item shown right here, which we can change, of course, and all of the chains are going to be synced here too. But here, if you open your console right here, you can see you got these warnings of each child in a list should have a unique key prop right here. And what is that? If we want to say why keys are needed in React, is because of this, React uses keys to identify which elements have changed, been added, or removed. So in this case, all of these items are going to be same, and React application do not understand difference between of these items. But when we have keys, they improve rendering performance by helping React understand and identify between of these items. And how we can have our key prop here. So in most cases, our array is not just simple the name of our items. Instead, it's going to be array of object which holds data about our items. So let's actually move all of these items to separate lines just like this. And here we can create our objects right here for each of these items. And here, of course, first we're going to have some fields. So let's say we have this field of text to be this text that we got earlier too. And then beside of these, let's say we got another ID on each of these items, which is going to be our key prop and different and unique in our cases. So let's say we got these numbers right here. And now here, when we want to render and use our map to create our list items for us, in this list item and li tag, we're going to have this key right here. And inside of this, we're going to use this item.id. Pay attention, this time, this item that we got right here is not going to be this string right here, but it's going to be this object. So we're going to access the field that we need inside of that object, which here is going to be this ID, and here it's going to be this text. Now you can see we got this result. And if we refresh and come to our console just right here, you can see we don't have any errors or warnings anymore. And one of the common errors on this part of React is actually the same key that we just talked about, which people forget the key prop right here, or in some case they use duplicated keys. So let's say here we got this ID 2, here you can see we have that 2. And this time, if we come to console, you can see here we got this warning of 2 children with the same key of 2, which is not a good thing to have in our applications. And another cool way you can use this option is by combining this with the child components that you can create. So let's say instead of this object that we have right here, we navigate into this website of JSON placeholder, and here you can come and you can see we got this users right here, or you can simply add /users at the URL, and here you can see we got this JSON file right here, which I'm going to copy this from here, which you can do the same thing too. And here in my array, I'm going to paste that right here, which this is data about some random and fake persons that we have, and we can use as test in our applications to see how it works. So let's collapse all of other items that we have here in the array. We only need one of them to be open so we can see the fields when we want to code that. And actually we got those items here too, so we don't need actually them. And let's say here we want to create another component here with the name of user.jsx. Here we're going to use our functional component, and let's say here we want to have another style.css styling our code, which we're going to add our style.css here in our app.jsx. So we use this import, then we're going to have this style.css. And of course, we need to import our user too. So we're going to do that thing here too. Now first, let's actually check if our user component working right here. So if we come to our code, you can see we got our user right here. Let's make these items comments and have our user here. And we can grab these values that we have right here and show them in good way and pretty way right here. Let's say at first this has this div as container, and let's actually grab all of the values that we need, which let's say we want to show the name, username, and email of each person. So here, let's say first we're going to have this h5 for the name. Let's actually come to our application too. Then after this, we can have this paragraph for our username, and what other things that we have. We got the email, and let's say we want to show phone number too. So we can have this email right here as well as this phone number. And let's actually give this div class name of user card. So let's come this style.css and style this a little bit. Let's say we got this simple border here of 1 pixel, solid black. Let's say we want this padding of 1 rem at the sides and 0 rem top and bottom. We can have some margins, of course. Let's say 1 rem here too. We can make the border radius to, let's say, 10 pixel here. And by this, we got our simple card right here. And if we come to this app.jsx and use multiple of these, we can see that we can have this kind of showing, but we don't want to use this simple name, username, email, phone number like this. So instead of these items, we want to use props to pass these values about our users, which are in this array, and create component list and card from that users. So here, let's get rid of this item right here, and actually this one too. And here we're going to use, of course, our curly braces, our ARR. Then we're going to use our map here. And inside of this, we want to grab each item which I show with this E, and I want to use this user tag and user component that we have created. You can see we got our template right here, but it's going to show us this static values because we have not created props yet. And for the prop, I want to pass simply this user, and the thing that I'm going to pass here is going to be the object itself. So I'm not going to pass each of these items separately, one for ID, one for name, one for username. Instead of that, I'm going to pass this object which holds user's data itself in one place, as you can see. And pay attention, we need to provide our key right here, so we use key, and here in our array you can see we got this ID to be unique, so we're going to use this e.id as our key prop. And here inside of our user.jsx, we're going to receive our prop as this user right here, which is object, and here instead of this name, username, email, and phone number, we're going to use our dynamic values. So for the name is going to be this user.name. You can see that we got our names right here. Then for the username, we got this user.username, of course. Then we got another one of here user.email right here. And at the last, we got our user.phone right here at the last item. Now you can see we got our results just like this, and we got changed this JSON file and this array of objects that we got right here, which I copied that to this array right here by only this simple line of code in our parent component and this map method running on our array and creating this components for us, which in this components we got our prop to create different cards for our different users. And you know how to render lists and use keys in React effectively. In the next video, we'll explore styling in React to make your UI shine. Don't forget to subscribe for more React tutorials, and don't forget to like and comment any questions that you might have, and I'll answer them as soon as possible.